Katy had a radio show. What was the name of your radio show?
It was the Dog and Pony Show. That I inherited from Howard. Howard was too good for his town.
Yes. Aren't we all?
I'm at the exact level I'm meant to be.
When I moved away for most of my 20s, like bigger cities, smaller towns, all of that stuff. Like I originally left Bend because I was like, I'm a big fish in a small pond. I got to go see the world. So I left and went all these other places. And I realized, nope, I am a Bend-sized fish for a Bend-sized pond.
With that, welcome to this week's episode of Nighttime Vendors, your favorite place to catch up with Central Oregon's favorite funny faces. We are back this week, and I have two, I would call like Bend OG comedy producers. That's people, you guys are really, really the base of the scene for a long time. Yeah. Introduce yourselves. Let's start with you.
I'm Ryan Traughber, Bend Comedy. I started comedy in Bend 13 years ago. I had a production company forever, but it was media. And then when I kind of expanded out into entertainment, eventually just fell into stand-up comedy. So improv, pub trivia, like basically anything that you can, like entertainment you can produce in a bar, that's what we do.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And Katy, please introduce yourself for people who might not be familiar.
I am Katy Ipock. I am a stand-up comedian, author of Sunshine Object romance books.
Oh.
And I guess I could say a tarot enthusiast. So who sometimes gets paid to read tarot to drunk people. So
whoop whoop. Do they have to be drunk for you to read tarot to them?
No, but it's a lot of fun when they are.
You're like, it's a lot easier when they are.
I don't know about easier, but just more fun because they're more relaxed or less intimidated by what's on the table.
Do people treat tarot like people treat magic tricks where they try to like figure out what you're doing?
Sometimes. There are sometimes people really want to really understand why I think the message is what it is. And so then you start getting into the numerology and the astrology correspondences and the...
Do you carry your cards with you?
No.
Oh, damn, I was going to have you...
You don't have like a tiny, like emergency deck?
No.
Well, now I know what to get you as a present. You need a
I
tiny
have
emergency
so
deck.
many of them.
But like you have like a mini deck?
I have a smaller one. I have small hands, so every deck feels big to me. Really.
I bet the guys really appreciate it when you make their deck look
I
big.
make every man feel good.
You make every man's deck feel real big, huh?
But I don't bring my tarot deck everywhere because if I have it with me, I have a habit of being like, let me read for you and becoming like an attention whore about it.
Oh.
So if I leave my decks at home, then I don't do that.
Yeah. Do you get messages about people when you don't have your cards?
No, but I feel like the more I work with the messages that I get, the more wisdom I just carry around every day.
Do you have guides?
No.
I'm trying to find out how crazy you are, clearly. I'm like, let's dig into this. Crazy is a totally relative word, though, you know?
I mean, for me, like, all magic is science we don't understand yet.
Yeah.
And so, for me, what I think is happening is that I am tapping into some sort of energy. I call it universe. That's kind of a
that's my generic word for source.
Yeah, source, universe. And all tarot is a language that universe and I can both speak. And so the more I learn about it, the more it can be communicated.
Yeah, there is science behind it. Like, I'm adamant about this. I used to be very anti just anything like astrology, horoscope, that sort of stuff.
Why anti?
Because I didn't think there was any science behind it.
Yeah, so if you can't prove
I'm a very logical person.
Yes.
Like, I need evidence. If somebody's going to tell me something that I've never heard before, like, and they want me to truly believe it, I need evidence. I need some kind of evidence.
Course.
And I've thought about this long and hard, and I can't remember who said it, but any technology so advanced from its environment is indistinguishable from magic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's the thing. We now have devices that can detect things that are so small and so minute that 100 years ago, if you're like, oh, no, see, there's this molecule and I can see the molecule, it'd be like, no, that's magic. You can't see molecules. Molecules aren't even real. Come on.
Yeah.
But now we have the technology to do that. But if we took that technology back then, they'd be like, oh my God, that's magic. So, but it's the measurement. It is how minute it is because we can't see these things with the naked eye. Here is the science behind astrology. Are you ready for this?
Yeah. Oh, I'm ready.
right.
I'm ready. Let's go.
So, the moon affects, like the gravity of the moon affects the planet. We can see that with the naked eye, with the tides, right?
Yeah, the tides
Where
change.
the moon
yeah.
is in relation to the earth is like affects up to like 12 feet in some places. Like water will rise and fall 12 feet. Well, guess what? Our bodies are 75% water. So the position of the moon affects our bodies. I mean, probably women more than men.
Because we have more water weight?
Yeah,
is that what you're saying?
I'm saying you're already on like a moon cycle and but the idea is that Mars is much further away.
Yeah.
And we don't actually have any technology today that can detect the amount of gravitational pull that Mars has on Earth and the things on Earth. But someday we're going to have that technology. If we had that technology today, we'd be like, oh my God, it's magic. But eventually, we're going to be able to have devices that can measure the gravitational pull of the nearest star and how it affects Earth. So we will be able to see like little molecule movements and be like, well, the star, the furthest one, like the closest one is like billions of light years away. Millions? I don't know. Anyway, so
a long way.
I'm going to say it's a long ways away.
It's a long ways away.
And, eventually we're going to figure out that, yes, the gravitational pull of this star and the stars around it affect us on this planet. Right now, it is undetectable the amount that it affects us, but it still affects us in some way.
Wow, that's that. I don't disagree with you.
So yeah,
I can't prove or disprove it. It's magic, right?
If you can explain it scientifically, then yes, the position of the planets and the stars do affect us physically. I don't think it affects us to the point where we can be like, well, if Mars is going to be here, it means you're going to get fired tomorrow. Like, not quite that.
Well, I guess, again, like, I think whatever you believe is real. If you believe that the horoscope that you read in the source is controlling your life, then I think that's probably the result you're gonna get, right?
Yeah. And I think a better way to describe it is that, like, horoscopes aren't predicting the future, they're encouraging your future. So they're not telling you what's going to happen. They phrase it as if it's going to happen. But in reality, the reason that those things happen is because we believe in it. And we're like, oh, so tomorrow I'm going to get a new dog. Well, then guess what? The next day, you're going to be on the lookout for a dog.
A new dog.
Exactly.
So,
yeah, it is more inspirational than it is guidance.
You're a very logical woo-woo person.
Yes, I am a logical woo-woo person. That's a good way to put it.
Logical woo-woo person. That's fair. So I just want to call out the elephant in the room. Oh, big deep breaths, everybody. Today, the world lost a legend. We lost Miss Dolly Parton. And I don't even know how to feel about this because I adore her work and persona so much. How do you guys feel about the passing of a legend? Like, I'm tearing up. Like, I'm kind of sad.
I feel like you are more influenced by Dolly Parton.
Maybe.
I mean, she is a very strong female icon.
Oh yeah.
Like there is like, other than like, there's like one time there was like, oh, she mouthed off to some venue guy and like was really pissed off and like not acting womanly. And then you hear the story of being like, oh yeah, this guy came in and like didn't have things ready and like screwed her on lighting and stuff like that. I was like, well, yeah, she was just trying to be professional. And because she was like trying to be stern about it, they were like, oh, she's a bitch. It's like, no. And that was the one only negative thing I have ever heard about her in my entire goddamn life. And it wasn't even that big of a deal. It was barely even true.
Yeah.
And this woman just has carried herself with such grace and professionalism. And I whatever the female version of BDE is, like she
big
could
dick,
yeah, right.
Big
she
boob
could just
energy.
walk.
Big boob energy.
That's what it was. Big boob energy.
Yeah. Oh.
And she could just walk into a room and she would know whether she was the most important person or not and be humble about it and just sort of work with everybody. And if she couldn't work with somebody, she'd be like, okay, thanks, have a good day.
Yeah.
Like just the best.
I just adore her because, one, I love a lady who can make a good boob joke. It's why me and Katie get along. Yeah. I love somebody who can make a good dirty joke. But I also just love her, and it's something I've really tried to emulate in my professional career, is this: I don't need people to know if I like them or don't like them. I
Yeah.
don't need people to know my politics. I want people to come to my events and feel like loved and welcomed and seen.
Yeah.
And she does that. Everyone feels so seen by Dolly Parton. I'm
Yeah.
going to cry. Like, she's just beautiful. So the world lost a legend. But haven't gained an angel.
And now we're doing a comedy podcast.
I know. It's true though. So I think the thing about Dolly is that, she really was like the core value that bound the whole country.
Oh yeah.
Like, what are we? Oh
Like
no.
that's what I mean, is that she was not political in any way. And like you have a joke, like running for president. Like
Yeah.
Dolly Parton, if she ran for president, it would be 101% of the votes for her.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've always said, like, if we're gonna do like an old celebrity for president, why can't we do Dolly after Donald?
Yeah.
And everybody in the audience is like, woo, because regardless of how you feel about the current administration,
Yeah.
you like Dolly Parton more. You know what I mean? Regardless, even if you love the current administration, you like Dolly Parton more.
Yeah, even if you're not a fan of her music, like if somebody says, "Yeah, I don't like Dolly Parton," I'm just gonna turn around and walk away. Like,
Yeah.
like that is such an easy litmus test of just like this person isn't fully aware.
Oh, does joy bother you?
Like their opinion is more important than like, facts.
Yeah.
And if you didn't like Dolly Parton, then come on.
People love Dolly that don't even like country music.
Yeah.
And have you guys been to Dollywood?
I've not.
Oh, it is amazing. It's like Disneyland with country music and glitter.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good. I went with my brother-in-law, and I think really the best way to experience Dollywood is with a gay man. I truly think that's the only way to go. Yeah, we had a great time. It was fantastic. I highly recommend the trip to the Smoky Mountains. It's beautiful.
I would love to go to Dollywood.
Well, and that's the thing that I really like about Dolly and how she lived her life, is she still worked towards issues that she felt strongly about. Like she donated all those books to the Imagination Station.
The Rainbow State, Rainbow. Oh gosh,
but yeah,
Rainbow, yeah.
So
her great libraries, across the country, yeah.
And if she was ever asked about the LGBTQ plus community, she was willing to say,
"Oh yeah,"
that to speak up for.
Oh yeah, gay men was a huge chunk of her audience. Like she I don't want to say what she was doing was drag, but for most men that enjoyed drag, Dolly Parton, like I said, female icon, drag icon. So like she was so multifaceted in the things that she supported that, it was.
And she's also loved by the broad political spectrum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which to me is so interesting, because I don't think everybody who has spoken out for the LGBTQ plus have received the same support.
Yeah.
But it is motivating to think that it's possible.
Yeah. Yeah, she would give her opinion on things that were right and wrong, but at no point did you feel like she was being political in any way. Like she'd be like, "Well, I support this. I don't support this." And they were like, if you go into the news, like watch any news channel and they bring up that subject, immediately political, and they're fighting about and all this stuff. She's just like, "Yeah, I don't feel that way. Like I think that people should respect people. Like it's not that difficult."
Yeah, I always felt like if you read between the lines, you could probably tell how Dolly voted. But I also think that she was one of those people who wanted people to feel welcome at her events. And quite frankly, the presidents change out every 4 to 8 years. And her career lasted much longer than any of the presidents did. So Well, rest in peace. The world lost a legend. But, one of the really cool things about Dolly Parton is she recorded music that's scheduled to be released for something like 200 years after her death. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. She's recorded these tracks that are meant to be remixed with whatever the top artist of the day is.
Yeah.
So all the Jolene tracks have been stripped down so they can, and it's how she's going to fund her Imagination Station. That's the name. Imagination Stations, after she passes, and fund her nonprofits is with these songs that will be released after her death. Yeah. She's a genius. She's a genius.
Yeah.
She's a genius.
She also seems like the kind of genius that she knew the limits of her genius and surrounded herself with other smart, kind people.
Yes.
Like she did. She was very intricate about her life.
Yes.
And even though it seemed like casual and big stars, no, she thinks very hard about that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, all of us should strive to be more like Dolly.
Yeah, what would Dolly do?
What would Dolly do?
What would Dolly do? Yeah. You know what Dolly wouldn't do is punch somebody in the face. Unless they deserved it. Maybe she would. I don't know. Did she hit that guy in 9 to 5? Didn't she?
Did she?
Didn't she punch that guy out 9 to 5 when he tried to
I sure hope so.
Maybe. It's been a very long time.
or threaten to punch him out. But you saw something interesting in the movie about Spider-Man.
Oh,
so
yeah,
what's
the story of Spider-Man punching a Nazi?
Okay.
That is the simplicity of it. I have seen comics, like Captain America. We see Captain America punching Nazis all the time. But Chris.
Wait, you mean like Captain America the cartoon?
Yeah, in the comics.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Even I think Superman has punched a Nazi or two.
Okay.
It was really kind of the point of
like
Marvel
Captain America.
and-
Yeah, especially.
It was all kind of low key.
Yeah. But to actually have in real life a Spider-Man punching some fascist in the face was just so satisfying. It gives me hope.
So was this somebody who dressed up like Spider-Man, went to a protest, and then punched punched a person with questionable political leanings in the face?
Yeah. So there's a far right wing talker. I don't want to give him any.
What talker?
He's just
talks.
a talker.
He talks.
And he's just been he did jail time for January 6th. He was there. He got out and decided to go on this tour. And he is just going to all the towns that have very positive, more liberal protesting, and just tries to
stir the
instigate.
shit.
Yeah.
Oh, he likes to be a shit stirrer.
Yeah.
And then somebody was like, "Oh, you want to stir some shit?"
Yeah. So so the best picture that hit all of the newsstands is that you have this whole hill of protesters on one side, the more liberal people, and then on the other side is the wife beaters, the red baseball caps, the flak jackets and whatnot on the other side. And there's obviously a fence there, and they're pushing up against both sides. And the picture is literally this guy in a pretty good Spider-Man costume. No Halloween. This person spent money on this. You see him,
movie great.
Top quality.
yeah, Spider-Man style climbs over the crowd. So he's on top of these people climbing over, and he gets to the front, and he gets to the main guy, and gets close enough, and just decks it. And that hit the newsstands immediately.
Yeah.
Everybody loved it. Everybody was into it. Everybody was happy about it. And then a couple hours later, other pictures started hitting the newsstand of Spider-Man in handcuffs, Spider-Man getting put in the back of a police car.
Well, it's not legal to assault somebody, especially in public.
Well, Nazis aren't people.
Well, here's the thing. You're allowed to punch your fist until it punches somebody else's face, right?
Yeah.
And that applies to Spider-Man
Yeah.
as well as everybody else.
Yeah. I'm just curious which version of Spider-Man it was and where his webs were coming from.
Is there a difference?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. What a geeky answer. Oh, you both know.
In the Spider-Man movie where they get all three of them together, There's like a whole scene about the other two Spider-Man, the newer ones, just being like, yeah, we have web shooters. Like they're mechanical things. We have to create them and put fluid into them, and they run out at times. As right with the
Okay.
Tobey Maguire one, that entire is based on he just has these little holes in his wrists, and his body creates the web.
Because he's the spider.
Yes.
Yes.
So the other two Spider-Man are just asking him, like, does it come out of any place else? But they
Ah!
just can't comprehend. Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm wondering where this guy's webbing comes from.
The only kind of webbing I wouldn't mind walking through. Yeah, punching Nazis. Yes.
Yeah, punching Nazis.
Correct.
Okay, so another news topic is so today in my office we got delivered a bunch of hamburgers.
Yeah.
And now I'm realizing that might be a problem because you told me that there's an issue with beef in this country.
So one of my fun autistic superpowers is pattern recognition, and I can read, like, just scroll through news stories really quickly, and I will see like totally unrelated news stories technically, but they somehow intertwine in some way.
Mhm.
And in the Venn diagram of the news story that came out of the president saying we're going to import beef from other countries because it is cheaper and easier and we want to support this other country, which no. And then almost the exact same day, another news story came out saying that the U.S. government is putting a whole bunch of time and effort into rounding up and killing wild horses.
Okay, so I have a couple issues. Why do we care if there's wild horses, first off? Like, are they fucking with anything? Like, what's
Not
the
really.
problem with...
No.
Like, I feel like wild horse, that's just an overall... You're just kind of an evil mastermind if you don't love a wild horse.
Right? Yes, exactly.
Well, and given that Trump is also trying to make roadless forests not a thing anymore, because right now there's protections that, like, if there aren't roads, you can't put roads. And so, Trump is trying to get rid of that. And so they're also trying, my first thought is maybe we're just trying to get the horses out of the way so people can build.
Well,
whatever they're going to
build.
build.
What? We need more building? We have so much building going
More
on.
resorts in the middle of nowhere. I am slightly excited that there may be more waterfalls with drive up.
The hikes are... It's a long hike to some of these falls.
Yeah,
It's
and
a
I
long
mean,
hike.
will nature suffer? Yes. Will I get to put in less effort? Also, yes.
Oh, yeah. The big story came out about how logging restrictions have basically been lifted everywhere. So now they're going to start logging like national parks and stuff like that, which, as you said, is going to make the hike a lot easier.
That can't be true.
Because if they get rid of all the trees, you'll just be able to see the waterfall from the parking lot.
But we know that's not good for the earth. We know that can't be true. We learned that in the 90s, right?
Yes. Captain
And
Planet.
yes,
Come on.
that's
Captain
important.
Planet, he's our hero. Gonna take pollution down to zero. Are we all the same age?
When I was a kid, I went on a Carnival cruise.
Yeah.
And like you never stay in the room anyway, and they have a TV, but you turn on the TV and they have like their own like 5 stations.
Yeah.
One of them is news 24/7. One of them is like cartoons 24/7. One of them like movies. And the cartoon one, for one day, it only played like 5 or 6 episodes of Captain Planet just over and over and over again. And we had one day at sea. I was bad sunburn, and like I was just laying there watching it. And one of the episodes was the Oregon logging episode. So the episode starts with all of these like lumberjacks cutting down these trees on the side of a hill, and they specifically like, we're in Oregon, we are loggers. And then like the rain starts, and then there's like a landslide because there's no trees to hold the hill together.
Yeah.
And like a truck gets covered with dirt, and they're like, oh my God, this is the worst thing to happen to the planet ever. We need Captain Planet.
And then earth, wind,
Yeah.
fire, water, heart. Okay, well, I made an impression. Clearly, it did its part.
So anyway, long story short, the beef that's being imported might be horse meat.
That's where we were going.
I love how this was the connection. I'm
That's
sorry.
how
The
horse
connection.
meat.
Yeah, sorry. Connection.
But yeah.
So then you were saying another creepy thing about meat. And
Oh.
McDonald's sells more meat? Okay.
Yes. So Mathematically, based on the number of hamburger patties that McDonald's sells per day, just in the U.S.,
Yes.
outnumbers the amount of beef produced in the world per day.
And that math doesn't math.
Exactly, which means that McDonald's is selling more beef than there is beef in the world, which means that what they're selling is not entirely beef.
Which reminds me of the pink
Yes,
pink
the pink sludge, which again, back in the 90s, we were learning about the environmental stuff of pink sludge, and then that suddenly just went away.
It stopped being a thing.
Yeah, they just didn't talk about it anymore. Nobody talked about it stopping. They just stopped talking about it.
So what do we think? So the pink sludge is just like animal product?
Basically, yeah.
Oh.
So, you know, like
meat
when
adjacent.
Yeah,
meat adjacent
when
products?
you go to a nice restaurant and you're eating a steak and like you're cutting it up, and then like the little parts that you cut off and leave off to the side that you don't want to eat,
Yeah.
pink sludge.
Okay, so yeah, that's gonna make anyone become like a vegan if
Yeah, I'm not vegan, but I support it all the way.
right.
Like, again, I'm a logical woo-woo.
Yeah, logical woo.
Yeah.
I understand why you've made this choice.
Yeah, exactly.
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So support local beef farmers.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, and you can do that here in Central Oregon. We have cows, people kill them, and they will sell you that meat.
Oh, yeah.
You can buy an entire cow.
Yeah, and you can buy it. We have farmers markets. You can go buy at that. I mean, though I went to the grocery store recently. Okay, I'm very spoiled. My husband does my grocery shopping for me.
Hey, mine too. High five.
Hey, yeah.
Princess life. All right.
And so I haven't heard our grocery bill in a while, and I agreed to go with him to the grocery store this past week. What the fuck has happened to groceries? How did they get so expensive? I got a loaf of bread and it was like $11.
How could it? What could have caused? You know, it is just a mystery.
It's a mystery.
It is a mystery. Nobody can figure it out. Wonder what it could be. Well, I'm sure whatever the answer is, I'm sure it's terrific.
It's astounding. I was blown away. I am very grateful for my job. I am very grateful for my husband's job. I'm very grateful for every gig I get. Like, this economy is tough on people.
Well, and gas prices affect everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, part of the price of that loaf of bread was what it costs to transport it from wherever to there. And so that's only going to get better.
Oh, the worldwide political conspiracies that I could spout right now. Like again, I noticed these patterns and two stories that seem unrelated. They are like, if you go into them, they correlate. Like they are involved. And just like the Strait of Hormuz is like, they're just like, oh, it's shutting down shipping. It's like, no, it's not just shutting down shipping. Like, it is ruining several types of economies and business and what's the word I'm looking for?
Commerce?
Yeah. Supply chains.
Yes.
So I mean, if like, what was it? A couple of years ago, there was one ship that got stuck in that one little area and it just went sideways and it took them a couple of days to get it out. We are still trying to come back from that.
That one ship.
Yes. So the Strait of Hormuz situation, it's like a decade from now, we're going to be like, well, why is this thing so bad? Be like, oh, that's right, Hormuz.
Well, Sonny, back in 2026.
Oh, God.
We all should just start homesteading is what I'm hearing.
During COVID, that's what I did.
Were you a homesteader?
Yes. So my partner at the time convinced me that if she got COVID, like she was done. And I loved her very much and decided to give up my entire comedy career because we were doing 4 or 5 events per week and like selling out everything. I was like, I can't go to a bar completely packed with people that think it's okay to be out during lockdown and then go home after that. Like, I would not feel safe. I don't think she would feel safe. So I just gave it up and I pivoted to my plan B, which was farming.
Mm-hmm.
So we bought a farm. I was producing like 60 to 80% of the food we were eating, depending on the time of year, and just absolutely loved it. So I did all of my research, and I just was very logical about the woo-woo gardening,
Yes.
and learned so much about it. And like it got to the point where I can grow food faster than I can starve. So like it.
So you're a good person to be friends with.
Yeah.
Okay, good to
exactly,
know.
yeah.
Stay on your good side.
So yeah, and I mean, as soon as I have the ability again, I'm going to start farming. Like that's going to be my main thing.
Do you farm at all or garden at all? No, I know. Me neither. I bought our house out by sisters being like, I'm gonna garden. And it turns out I don't remember to water anything. And if you don't water that shit, it dies.
Yeah.
Who knew?
My ability to kill living things like plants
Yeah.
makes me very surprised how well my son is doing. Because like
Yeah.
I don't even want to say green thumb. I don't have a living thumb.
Well, I mean, the saving grace is that if a plant could like run into your bedroom while you're asleep and be like, I need water, I want water. Well, then guess what? Then you would have all the tomato plants in the world.
I can't exactly forget that he exists. Where every 2 years, I get a succulent. Like I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Succulents are easy and
I know. I can't even. I'm trying to keep air plants alive right now. Are you guys familiar with air plants? They're just they're succulents, but they don't need dirt. And all you have to do is soak them in water like every 2 weeks. Yeah. I've already killed like 4 of them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. I'm really good at other things like planning festivals.
All right. So I have, possibly $1 million idea. When you said air plants, I thought like air guitar.
Yeah.
So do you just have like, I'm picturing just a pot where you just walk up to it every day and be like, hey, look at my beautiful air plant. See everybody?
Isn't that like the pet rocks?
Like a pet rock. Yes, exactly. Where you just pretend. And yeah.
It's kind of like, I kind of already have that. It's a log that I put my air plant on. It's like,
could like get pots and paint them and make them really pretty.
Yeah.
And then
you just attach a tag to it that says like, it's an
air plant.
Yeah, it's air basil.
Yeah. I don't need you to exist. I can just feel like you're there and feel that's all I need.
Yeah. If you're having a bad day, you just walk in, see your pot, and be like, oh my God, my air basil. It's looking so good. I'm so happy.
You can look however you want when you're making it up in your mind.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like me in the mirror. I'm like, I'm perfect.
You are perfect.
Aw, thank you. So today in history, we are at 110 years of the National Park Service.
Nice.
Yay.
I love a good national park.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
I've done a lot of them. I've done like Wyoming. I've done like Yellowstone. Zion's very pretty, but quite frankly, the tourists make it unbearable. And do you know they won't let you have your dog in Zion?
Really?
Mm-hmm. When I brought my dog, so my elderly Yorkie Poo at the time, did not tolerate being left alone. This was not something she would accommodate. So when Zion tried to tell me I couldn't take her in, I just put her in a little baby carrier in the front pouch. And then I was like, she's not touching Zion at all.
Yeah.
Did it work?
It did. Nobody, like, they can't see, because I'm like, my dog's not, you're worried about what? My dog's not touching Zion. My dog's up here.
I mean, the people that are absolutely just fanatical about, Zionists are the worst.
It's very crowded. It is. It's the buses and there's a lot of rules.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fanatical, really. You know, it reminds me a lot of people's reaction when they go to Riley Ranch, the park on the like north side of town, because dogs aren't allowed there either. I go walk it every once in a while, and you will see people like going to walk. They have their dogs, and they see the sign, and they lose their shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like
people are not. Do you know though? I judge if you're a human being who puts a sign in your yard that says "Don't let your dog pee on my yard." I judge you. Because do you know what grass is made for? Dogs to pee on.
Yes.
And waste water.
What it's.
That's what it's
it wasn't created as a rich status icon.
I was going to say, what was the original purpose of grass other than to like
Yeah, it was
Kill
Prove
water.
that you had
Yeah.
something pretty.
It was, some North African or Middle Eastern country or something like that. The biggest sign of just being rich was a date tree in your front
Mhm.
yard. Because one, it takes like decades for dates to even produce on a tree, and two, you have to water them.
Mhm.
So people before grass was even a thing, if you had a date
Oh, it shows
tree,
you have extra
you have
extra
extra money for extra
resources.
water
Mm.
to water this tree. So
Mm.
it was a status symbol. And back in Victorian England, being able to have cut fields of just cut grass was a status symbol.
Yeah.
That's all there was to it. It was just rich people trying to be rich.
Yeah. Well, I came from Vegas. That's where I moved from.
Oh, yeah.
And in Vegas, they've pretty much banned
Gravel
grass.
roads are big.
They call them no-scapes.
Okay.
It's how they make you feel better about the fact they're ripping out all your grass.
Yeah.
They're like, we're putting in a no-scape. It's going to be rocks and a succulent. You'll love it.
Yeah.
You can't walk on it or use it, and your dog will not pee on it. But it's cute.
Yeah. Well, and going back to my logical woo-woo is grass is one of the worst things to have. There's nothing there for animals or insects or anything like that to enjoy it other than for human beings to walk on it and be like, oh, time to cut it. That's it. That's the only thing grass is useful for.
Mm-hmm.
And there are so many cover crops like clover. Just white clover. You see it in fields all the time, and people are like, oh, it's taking over my yard. It's well, yeah, but you have to water it a fraction of a percent of what you have to water grass. It grows on its own. It only gets this tall, no matter how long you
So
let
you
it
never
grow.
have to cut it.
Yeah, you never have to cut it. And it's pretty flowers, and they pollinate. And
So we
bees
all
and
should have
insects
clover yards, is
Yes,
what you're saying.
yes.
All right, you might have me on the bandwagon. We're actually talking about ripping up a bunch of the grass in our yard because it just keeps dying every summer.
Yeah.
And me and my husband feel very judged by our neighbors that have perfect yard. So many of my neighbors have no brown spots on their yard. How do they do this? How is this possible? Are you violating our watering regulations? I think you might be, because we're sticking to the watering regulations and our shit is dying.
I will say that as somebody who has rented homes before and the landscaping was part of the rental agreement, I mean, when you're moving out and packing things up, just a can of green spray paint. I think somebody even invented a fertilizer that is just green spray paint.
Oh,
So when
that's
you get
clever.
the yellow spots, yeah.
That's so clever. I need to get some of that. All right. Well, you know what else is clever? Moving on. The person that I got to sit down and talk with. So I got to chat with Ren Q, who's an activist and stand-up comedian that's going to be coming to town Labor Day weekend. And we got to explore some of their comedy and how they work and all the amazing places they perform. And I look forward to enjoying that conversation now. Well, welcome so much to the podcast. Can you please introduce yourself for people who might not be familiar with you and your comedy?
Yeah, my name is Ren Q. Dawe. I am a comedian. I'm originally from West Virginia, but I am a Denver comic. I am the first trans person to do comedy in all 50 states, and I'm the producer of the Colorado Queer Comedy Festival and the up-and-coming Pacific Northwest Queer Comedy Festival.
Yeah, I could tell by looking at your social media that you are a very busy person. You wear a lot of different hats, for sure. What do you think the value is as a comedian in producing your own work?
I mean, I think that it is both the blessing and the curse is that value, right? It is so hard to be your own promoter and your own, agent and your own writer and your own, just a person that gives you a pep talk, before a big thing. But I also think that it is such a critical art form right now. Given a lot of the constraints and threats towards free speech, especially in the States, and in North America in general. And I think that having the kind of leeway that we have, having kind of the expectation that comes with the art form to be able to talk about anything, gives a yeah, it's a real freedom and it's a real joy. And I think that it is a privilege to be somebody in that community as well. To have like any success in it is obviously very, fun and exciting. But I also think that it's a real like privilege for people that are like called to the craft. To give that value to their community, to be able to have hard conversations and in easier ways, to be able to broach topics that are really taboo that we're told to, not talk about or to maybe have shame about. And so I think that in a time where news is constantly being really warped by bias and opinions, having an art form that is almost exclusively biased and opinionated is actually a really meaningful tool in us being able to wade through what feels true and what really resonates with us as people.
Yeah. And can I ask you a question that I've heard both sides of this, but do you think when you have a mic on stage, you have an obligation to kind of speak truths to these injustices? Do you think that's like an obligation of a comedian, or is that just where you find the most pleasure in working?
That's a good question. I think that it is important as comedians that we retain a first person narrative. And sometimes we find great joy in speaking for the group. And sometimes there's certainly truths in that. But I think that those first person perspectives are really important still. And it's still the basis of the art form. And so with that, like, do we have an obligation to speak to injustices? Like, no, right? Is it, I think, worthwhile doing? 100%. I think that it is a missed opportunity if we don't. I think that you are relinquishing some of your power if you don't. I think that you're letting someone else speak to an injustice that might affect you and your community if you don't, right? And so taking up that space is certainly a choice. I still think that it is definitely a choice, and I think it's a choice we should make. But I don't think that everybody necessarily like has to do it in the same way that I don't think that everybody needs to do comedy about their trauma. Like, should they? Probably. I think that it could be really helpful for you as a person and maybe the other people that resonate with that content, but it's certainly not like an obligation for you to do so.
Yeah, for sure. And what is your comedy origin story? Do you remember your first time at the mic?
Yeah. I was a theater kid, so I had that background, and I drifted away from that when I came out and transitioned because it was really hard to land a lot of male roles with an entire resume of female parts, and both literally and figuratively. Yeah. And I really loved comedy. I was a Who's Line kid, and I loved stand-up, and I was a big Dave Chappelle fan. And I was working in the food service, and I had a really rough day, and I was so excited to come home and listen to a brand new comedy special from one of my favorite comedians after a really long day of like getting misgendered at work and like having, kind of, I mean, quite literally, a fire and a flood in my kitchen at the same time. And I went to an open mic, and because I heard this special and it made me so sad because it was just kind of, the punchline was basically that trans people should just disappear themselves, that they're, kind of an abomination. And my life was just so ridiculous and so hysterical and so like absurd that it felt so frustrating that this person that I had really put on a pedestal, not be able to find that absurdity in my own life, that it was in every moment and in every day. And so kind of, I suppose arrogantly, I was like, well, if they can't make a good trans joke, then you know what? I'll try. I can make a trans joke. You know what I mean? If you're going to make a bad trans joke, then so could I. And I did. And I went to an open mic in a smoky bar in Atlanta. And I had a really magical experience. I, assumed it was going to be terrible. And the room largely was somewhat quiet. It wasn't like I, had uproarious laughter from the crowd, but it shifted from being a really there was a lot of misogynistic jokes, there were a lot of really bad sexist jokes, there were a lot of really transphobic jokes, I would argue, that were pretty hurtful. And I go up, and the whole vibe kind of changed, and people started to make trans jokes that were more kind. And I had people approach me afterwards and just tell me how much they enjoyed the jokes and that they, really, really liked it, or that they had
Yeah.
never thought about it that way. Or, it was just people just had a real strong reaction to it. And, just even a clumsy 3 to 5 minute, beginner set. And from there, I just kind of fell in love with it. And I just kept doing open mics and kind of kept going. And it is certainly one of the greatest loves of my life.
I think it's an example of why representation matters, because just having you in the room gives people a human point to this conversation, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's so important. I think it's great. I love your comedy, and I'm so excited that you're bringing it to Bend. What is your home base?
Thanks.
You're based in Colorado, you said?
Yeah, I'm based in North Denver, kind of Boulder area now. And so I am, a happy Colorado voter, I suppose, but I'm at heart, I'm still a West Virginian. I grew up in the Eastern Panhandle of West Virginia, and that's still like technically my home, even if it's not my home base.
Yeah, I did Colorado. I did comedy in Colorado a little bit earlier this year. I was there on tour. Yeah,
Oh, cool.
it's so gorgeous up there. You also live in a beautiful, beautiful part of the country. What do you like about working in that kind of greater Denver scene?
Oh, it's a wonderful place to come up as a comic. It really is. It's a very punchy city. We're a very fast punch city. We really prioritize joke economy and laughs per minute. And I think that is really gives people an edge when they travel out of the city. Because often, a thing that to you is like not even that punchy. It's just a story, often does really well in other cities that don't necessarily have that level of competition in their joke economy. We have, great brewery scene. We have a really wonderful mid-level scene. So it's easy to get, kind of smaller paying gigs and build up your time and your repertoire of jokes with, paid 10-minute sets that are pretty common, which is great. Yeah, I'd say that it's we have several hundred comics in the Denver area. We have mics every single day of the week. Often there's, you can hit multiple in a night, which is really nice, and not all cities have that. And so, it's a great place to come up as a comic. We often lose some of our best people to, different cities, right? They'll go to Austin, they'll go to LA, they'll go to New York. But I really enjoy having Denver as kind of a home base because it is so central. So it is easy to drive or fly to those other places. Right now, I'm literally on the road to Louisville, Kentucky for a show. I drove from Denver, and it's nice because I know it's not short, drive, but it is cool to be kind of like 16 hours away from a lot of major cities. And usually only an hour or two on a plane. So I think that it provides a lot of value as a new comedian, and certainly a lot of value as somebody that's kind of a working road comic too.
Absolutely. I think we share something in common. We both have performed in all 50 states.
That's rad.
So what was the hardest state for you to get?
Rhode Island was really hard to book. Nobody would take us, and we had a great show in Rhode Island. we ended up, it was really fun. And we had kind of this system of venues we would work through effectively. So it would be like, okay, let's try for a comedy club. If we can't get that, then we'll go for an independent theater. If we can't get an independent theater, then we'll try for a nonprofit organization, that might have some sort of kind of event space. If we can't do that, then we'll try basically any queer-owned business that we can find, a gay bar, a coffee shop, whatever. And if that doesn't work, then we go to metalhead venues and hard rock venues, metal venues, these kind of more intense grungy scenes were very welcoming to us. And we did that in a couple different places. It was that way in St. Louis. It was that way in Fargo, North Dakota. Rhode Island was also one as well. And they welcomed us with open arms because they were like, we've been cool with trans people since the 80s. Come on through, fam. They were very hip to it. And that was a tough one to book, but it ended up being really fun.
Being trans is pretty punk rock. You know what I mean? Like, just being so authentically yourself is the essence of punk rock. So I can see why they welcome.
Yeah, and it's very like anti-social norms, as well. And so there's a lot of kind of like grungy crossover there, I think, too.
Yeah. What do you like about touring? Why do you choose to kind of keep going on the road?
Mm. Oh, I love it. I love getting to see the country. I love getting to see the landscape, and I love meeting new people. I love getting to know people, and I love the regional pride that this country has as well. I think that that is one of my favorite things about getting to travel is everybody's got a sandwich that you just got to try, and everybody's got like a weird monument that's probably looks like, you know, a penis, and it's, you know, just I just love that, right? Everybody has, you know, a really lovely mural. Everybody has a really bad mural. Everybody has like a weird little donut shop. Like there's just these niche little things that are so unique, but also the ubiquitousness of that. The fact that everybody has this odd thing that we're really proud of is really cute, especially when that thing doesn't create the same level of division as you know, right, other things that we problematically take pride in, right? Like our class or our race or whatever. And so being able to get to explore people and understand the things that they take great pride in, the things that are very specific to their area. I think that's endlessly fascinating, and it's such a fun and beautiful way to connect with people. And there's just so much. I mean, the country is so big, and I've like skipped across it more than a handful of times now. And I still always find, you know, a new little coffee shop that I love, or, you know, a new piece of history that I didn't know that is impactful.
Have you ever been to Bend before?
Yes, I got to perform at Ben's Winter Pride Fest, which was really, really fun. And it was so cool. It was so neat. I was there for barely 36 hours, and I had such a wonderful time. Went to a really cool antiques shop, and I found a bunch of photos from like the 1800s. That was so cool. And I read about a little bit about the history, just kind of the river itself, and it being man-made a little bit, that we kind of sculpted it that way. That was really interesting, and had some great food, and got to like meet a lot of really wonderful people, and just really enjoyed the kind of layout and the architecture of the town. There's a lot of great artwork just around and about. It's a really beautiful city. So I'm excited to be back for like a couple days and have a little bit more time to explore, because it was so great. It really lived up to the
I
hype.
think you're going to be blown away by what it's like in the summer. I mean, winter is great. We have skiing, snow, all the things. But summer is pure magic, especially like that transition from summer to fall. You're going to have a great time. I'm excited for you guys to come here.
Bless.
Yeah. I was digging around on your website a little bit, and I saw that you do coaching for comedians that might need a little bit of support or might be developing a new show, things like that. What would be your number one piece of advice for a newer comedian? What's your kind of like wisdom you would pass along?
Oh man. Besides technical stuff like how to hold a mic, I would say, because I think that that's important, is just get comfortable with holding a mic, because if you're not heard, you're not going to be funny. Right. I think that that's a really critical stepping stone. But once you get to that stepping stone, I think that there is this larger concept that I still have to kind of relearn every show, that I think is really important, which is that you give people permission to be silly. You give them permission to be comfortable with you. You give them permission to kind of explore, you know, an idea with you in a safe way. And you can, you know, of course, kind of revoke that permission as easily as you can give it as well. But being cognizant that they're looking at you to be a mirror for how they're supposed to behave with you as well. So if you're up there and you're really comfortable and you're really playful and you're feeling silly and very free in your body, they will feel that with you, right? And if you don't, and you go up there and you feel very restrained and you feel very anxious and you feel very self-conscious and all of those things, you know, you can still put on a good show, but that often will mirror in the ways that they will respond to the content that you're giving them. And so I would just always, you know, really encourage people to think of, you know, it's not just about getting laughs, it's about giving laughs. In the same way that it's not about getting permission to be funny and expressive. It's also about giving permission for others to be funny and expressive with you. And I think that adds to the sense of playfulness in the room and to your rapport with any crowd. And is a lot more, I don't know, it's like a more of like a loving thing to me than it is to like, kind of look and expect to see yourself in a certain way instead of trying to kind of engage in this way of being like, that we can inhabit this space in this way together, and it's okay.
Yeah, I think that's great. Actually, I feel joy is such a good word for your comedy. I like sit there and I just smile and it's very joyful, even if we're talking about more heavy subjects. It's still just filled with joy, and I think people will really, really enjoy it. If they want to check out your work, where can they go online to
Such a
find
compliment.
it?
Thank you. Everything is at Ren Q Comedy, RENQ as in queer comedy.com, on Instagram, Venmo, whatever you want. But it's all Ren Q Comedy. Yeah, I'm really excited to be back in the area. Thanks for having me
Yeah,
on.
fantastic. Is there anything else you want to share with the listeners before we go today?
Oh my goodness, there's so many good comics on this lineup. I mean, I've worked with a couple of them. I'm so excited to see a lot of them, but it's really a phenomenal lineup. So if anybody is on the fence about coming to see a show because you don't recognize any of these names, I recognize a lot of these names and I know that they are phenomenal. So even if you come out to just a single thing, I think it's really going to be worth your time because a lot of these people are some of the hardest working people in the game. So it's going to be a great fest.
That was Ren Q. You can check out their website for what shows they are going to be on while they are performing here in Bend, Labor Day weekend. But we have a lot of other great shows this week. Matt Rife is going to be at Hayden Homes Amphitheater on the 27th. We also have Sam Miller at Craft Kitchen. We love Sam Miller. So if you want to go back and listen to an old podcast episode, I was able to sit down with Sam and chat with him a little bit about his comedy. But he's a great staple and headlining comedian here in the Pacific Northwest. On Saturday, we have the World's Funniest Gnome competition at Little Woody. So if you like to come out and drink and see people compete to be the world's funniest gnome.
Did I hear this was the last?
It's the last
The
Woody.
last little Woody?
It's the last little Woody. I know.
Well, I hope it's the biggest little Woody.
We're trying to make it a big old Woody for you.
Yeah, okay.
We are.
Sure.
Yeah, we are.
Ben needs a big Woody.
Ben needs a big, hard Woody to
We
go out
don't
on.
have enough of them.
Yeah.
And then Bits and Skits is going to be at Craft Kitchen that night on the 28th as well. And then I'm excited because you are sharing your time at Silver Moon and letting us do a live taping on one of your nights. Thank you very much.
That'll be fun.
So September 16th, we're going to do a live taping where the audience gets to ask us questions. And tickets are at benticket.com. It's a $5 suggested donation, which means I don't even care if you give us money. Just show up, ask questions. I want people to learn and meet and get involved in our wonderful comedy scene we have here. And this podcast taping is just another wonderful way to do that.
It's going to be so great.
It is going to be so great. I'm really enjoying talking to people about the live taping because I'm trying to get the format down, right? Like I want it to be a fun experience for the people at the show, but I also want it to not be a complete garbage podcast when we're done with it. So I'm trying to get the format right. So we'll do this one. Might not be perfect. We are always a work in progress around here. But I'm excited. And anybody who wants to come out, please do come see us September 16th. And there are mics going on this week. So if you want to get on a mic, you can do that. What do you think the benefits of going to an open mic are for people who have never done one?
Wait, going to watch it or going to perform?
Going to perform.
For the first time?
First time.
Well, as a professional stand-up comedian, I feel that open mics are just a complete waste of my time. Because all of my jokes just come out perfectly the second I create them. Like as soon as pen hits paper, no editing needs.
Oh, God. I can't even fake a face through that. I'm sorry.
Right?
Right?
I'm just so good. I need no feedback.
You have no idea how many people I've come across that actually have that attitude.
Nobody is too good. to mic
Yeah.
and work out. Like that's not a thing.
It's like doing reps
Well,
if you're an athlete,
Even
right?
if you think that you are too good, going to an open mic is at least going to increase the odds of you getting in front of the right people.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, if you are a good comic, you should still go to open mics just to be a part of the community, to be seen, like not just to work on material.
Yeah.
So, I've taken off this year for comedy, but when I do the open mic, I encourage people just come out and do it to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, well, no, you should just book me for a show. And I was like, well, I've never
No.
seen you perform. If you can't even come out and just like do 5 minutes of an open mic, then you're going to have the same attitude when you do the show.
When I'm coming in from out of town, I will cold email people and let them know I'm coming in, and I'll ask to hop on shows. But truly, what I have learned is hopping on mics across the country builds relationships in a way that email and social, showing up for people and being like, hey, this is my face. This is who I am. This is my vibe. It matters so much.
Yeah.
And if people want to do that here in Bend, we have great opportunities. Monday at Silver Moon is Beer Town's open mic. Wednesday is at Craft Kitchen and Brewery. And then Thursday, everyone's going to be back at Worthy, which seems to be a new crowd favorite. Everyone seems to love that mic. It's a fun room. Have you ever done the Worthy mic?
I have not done
You
it.
should check it out. I think you would like. I think you would like it.
Okay.
I think you would like it. I know.
It has a very logical woo-woo vibe.
It has a logical woo-woo vibe to it. I think you would like it. Other than that, where can people find you and connect with you online if they want more of you, if they just can't get enough?
Let's see. At Bend Comedy on every social media platform. The only social media that I don't even use it is Blue Sky, which is the new one. It's supposed to be the new Twitter.
Wait, is that so? Wait, there's a new Twitter.
Oh, have you not heard about it?
Well, I don't watch.
There's a couple places trying to vie.
So the guy who created Twitter, the second he sold it and walked out of that office, he started working on Blue Sky.
Okay.
And up until I think just this, like about a year ago, it was invitation only. So it was only like celebrities and people. They're just like, Twitter's the worst. Or no, I'm sorry, X is the worst. So they're trying to go to Blue Sky. And the great thing about Blue Sky right now is that it feels like the first couple years of Twitter, where people are just using as a platform to like get their thoughts out there rather than like strong, like political beliefs or advertising or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like it's more wholesome.
Yeah.
Like not like every other post isn't just an ad for like protein powder or whatever. Like you can actually scroll for a long time before you see something that like.
So you're a Blue Skyer.
Yes, Blue Sky.
All right, Blue Sky.
Ryan Traughber, I think, is my Blue Sky.
All right, perfect. You might have sold me on it. And where can people connect with you, Katy?
I am apparently the first Katy Ipock to ever be on social media.
Whoop, whoop.
So I am just at Katy Ipock pretty much everywhere.
Yay!
If you want to see my reviews of other sentient object romances, I got the Instagram Sentient Object Romance. I can't believe no one else had created that account.
I can't believe you think somebody else would want to create that account.
You would be amazed how many authors and readers. And then I've been doing a lot of my dice and tarot stuff at Dice and Tarot on Instagram.
Oh, look at that.
So
all the things just creating all over the place.
I just create everything.
She's just a creative energy. Creative energy.
Got creativity coming out of your butt.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is. Just squirting right out.
out.
Spore of creativity over here.
Oh, the new fashionable creativity.
On that lovely note, I'm Julia Reed Nichols, and we are Nighttime Penders. We are back every week with Central Oregon's favorite funny faces. Please remember to like us where you like us, subscribe where you subscribe, press all the buttons. It really does help us. We are a new podcast, and we will be back again with more funny people. I've said that lots of times. Too many funny peoples.
No such thing.
Nope, no such thing.
No such thing as too much
No
fun.
such thing. All right. Until next time. Bye.
This